Good evening, everyone. I welcome you to this workshop about the traumatic experiences that each of us may have and how we can help through yoga techniques. I'd like to clarify that I'm not a psychologist or a psychotherapist, so I'll just give you some general information and then we'll do some yoga techniques that can help us to deal with situations that bring back trauma. I would like to start with a few words about me. My name is Konstnatina. I am a teacher at primary school in Greece. I also have a postdoctoral in AI applications for primary school students with autism disorder spectrum, a PhD in science learning, two masters, one in special education and one in digital technologies in education, two bachelors, one in primary school education and one in communication, media, and culture. I always have a license in professional journalism. I'm also a yoga teacher uh, and a member of Yoga Alliance. Uh, of course, I have many dramas and I will explain everything to you after these sessions. Now, this is a workshop and it's done as a part of the final deliverable for the 300 yoga teacher training of online yoga school here. Seva means self-service. This is a donation-based workshop. So today we're giving our time and our talents to you without expectation of gaining something for ourselves, but we accept donations to a charity for one of those following organizations. All those organizations are in Greece, but you can choose any other organization you may have to donate something very small for the people who suffer. What you will need in this workshop, you may need some comfortable clothing, a yoga mat or a soft surface or a chair, a comfortable chair, a bottle of water, a journal, and a pen for reflection if you need. The overview of the workshop. We have a small introduction. The second part is understanding trauma. Few words about trauma. Number three is gentle movement and grounding. Meditation practice, the fourth part. The sixth part, pranayama breath work. And I'm sorry, the fifth is pranayama, and sixth, discussion and reflection. This is a presentation. The real workshop will be done in Greek. So there will be the chance to uh, discuss and reflect. But here you can add in comments whatever you feel you feel you want more to add in order to have a discussion in chat or the dialogue here. Introduction. First of all, we have the objectives of the workshop. First of all, is to educate all of you on trauma, to have some details about trauma. Uh, we are going to understand what trauma is and the various forms of trauma. And we are going to explain how trauma affects the body and mind, including common symptoms and responses. This is very, very useful. Then we're going to introduce trauma-informed yoga principles. We're going to highlight the importance of trauma-informed approach in yoga practices. We're going to emphasize in safety and empowerment in movement and breath. The third objective is to enhance body awareness. We're going to encourage you to connect with your bodies through gentle movement to foster mindfulness and awareness of physical sensations and emotional responses. The fourth objective is to promote mindfulness through meditation. We are going to guide the participants in a meditation practice that emphasizes in safety and presence. We're going to encourage exploration of inner experience without judgment. Then we're going to facilitate breathwork practices, simple pranayama techniques to help regulate the nervous system. And we're going to encourage you to utilize breath as a tool for, for calming and centering. The final objective is to encourage self-regulation, to provide time and space to you to reflect on your experiences during this workshop, and to foster a culture of self-discovery and personal growth. By achieving these objectives, you will leave the workshop with a greater understanding of trauma, with practical tools of healing, and a sense of community support. Now, I would like to share with you some ground rules for safety and confidentiality. This is a safe space for you. Uh, we're going to respect your privacy. Uh, we're not going to share personal stories online or outside the group. Um, then we are going to respect individual choices. You can do whatever you want. You can stop if you don't like that, and you can modify everything we are doing here. Then we have mindful participation. We need the participants to be uh, here with their minds and their selves and their bodies in order to be um, comfortable for them and reasonable, of course. There is no comparison. We don't compare ourselves with others. For feedback questions in the real workshop in Greek, we're going to have feedback questions and communication, of course. There is no pressure. You are going to have self-compassion. And of course, if you may need it, we're going to provide post-workshop support. So let's start uh, smoothly. uh, Understanding the trauma. We're going to discuss a little bit about that. Again, I'm not a psychologist. I am not in depth with that. But I will provide you some ideas and some definitions, symptoms, and the importance of yoga in order to heal the trauma. And then we're going to discuss the nervous system and how the nervous system respond to trauma. This is very useful uh, for all of us, and I will accept your comments under the video in order to discuss more if you want. Okay, definition of trauma. First of all, we have physical trauma. This refers to bodily injuries resulting from external forces such as accident, falls, or violence. It can include fractures or any damage to body tissues. Physical trauma can vary in severity from minor injuries that heal quickly to severe injuries that may require medical intervention and long term rehabilitation. We have blunt trauma, penetrating trauma, burns, fractures. This is the obvious physical trauma that we all know. Second type is emotional trauma. This type of trauma arises from distressing and life threatening experiences that overwhelm an individual's emotional coping mechanisms. It can result from events like the loss of a loved one, abuse, or witnessing violence. Symptoms may include anxiety, depression, and emotional numbness. It may also result in persistent feelings of fear, helplessness, or emotional numbness again. Unlike injuries, the effects of emotional trauma may not be immediately visible, but can have a lasting impact on a person's mental health and overall well being. It's very important to understand this type of trauma. The third type is the psychological trauma. This refers to the long lasting effects of highly stressful or traumatic events on a person's mental health. It often involves feeling of helplessness, fear, or overwhelming stress that can lead to conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Psychological trauma can affect an individual's thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, leading to difficulties in relationships and daily functioning. The effects of psychological trauma can manifest as intrusive thoughts, flashbacks, or nightmares about traumatic event, avoidance, steering clear of reminders or discussions related to the trauma, emotional numbing, feeling disconnected from emotions or experiences, hyperarousal, heightened anxiety, irritability, or difficulty sleeping. Now, let's see some common symptoms and the manifestations of trauma in the body. Because psychological and emotional trauma can manifest in various physical symptoms and bodily responses. The common symptoms may include chronic pain, unexplained aches, pains, or tensions in areas like neck, shoulders, or back, fatigue, persistent tiredness, or lack of energy that isn't relieved by rest, sleep disturbances, insomnia, nightmares, or restless sleep patterns, digestive issues, stomach problems, bloating or irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, headaches, frequent tension, headaches or migraines, change in appetite, either loss of appetite or overeating as a coping mechanism, increased heart rate, I'm sorry, physical sensation of anxiety, such as racing heart or palpitations, muscle tensions, tightness or stiffness in muscles, startled response, heightened sensitivity to sudden noises or movement, skin reactions, rashes, or exacerbation of skin conditions like eczema, often linked to stress. So we may see that the symptoms and manifestation of trauma in the body is not a simple situation. There are many manifestations, and of course, we have to check it if it's something else, but usually this is caused by the trauma or other psychological and emotional issues. Now, the importance of a trauma-informed approach in yoga. A trauma-informed approach in yoga is essential for creating a safe and supportive environment for individuals who have experienced trauma. Uh, why? Because the reason is that, first of all, there is safety and trust. A trauma-informed approach prioritizes creating a safe space where participants feel secure. Empowerment. Trauma-informed yoga encourages personal agency by allowing individuals to make choices about their practice. This can help restore a sense of control that trauma may have disrupted. Awareness of triggers. Practitioners are trained to recognize potential triggers that may arise during sessions. This awareness allows for adjustments to be made, helping participants manage their responses effectively. Mind-body connection. Trauma can lead to disconnection from the body, and the trauma-informed approach emphasizes mindfulness and encourages individuals to reconnect with their physical selves in a safe manner. Flexibility in practice. So we are going to have alternatives, I'm sorry, to the poses. And in every technique we are teaching, this inclusivity helps ensure that all participants can engage in a way that feels right for them. Focus on breath and grounding. We're going to have some techniques that emphasize breath work and grounding because these can help all people to regulate their emotions and reduce anxiety. And of course, we have the community support. We're here in order to support the participants and after this workshop. Now, it's very, very important to examine how the nervous system responds to trauma. I'm going to present you three types of responses. The first is the fight response. What is the fight response? this response prepares the body to confront or fight against the threat. The psychological changes are increased heart rate, heightened blood pressure, and adrenaline release occur, preparing the body for action. So the body wants to fight. The trauma connection is that the individual may react aggressively or defensively in situations that remind them of their trauma, even if there is no real threat present. So they want to fight. This is one type. When we feel that the trauma, something that caused us the trauma, is here, the nervous system reacts like we are in a threat and we want to fight. Okay? This is the first response of trauma, of the nervous system towards trauma. The second type is the flight response. This response triggers a desire to escape, to avoid the threat. So the body experiences again rapid heartbeat, faster breathing, and increased energy levels to facilitate quick movement. So we see the threat and then we want to escape. Survivors of trauma might avoid situations, people, or places that remind them of their trauma, leading to withdrawal and isolation. So in this type, we need to escape. We avoid everything reminds us the traumatic situation. And the third type is the freeze response. So this response involves a state of paralysis or immobility where the body feels unable to act. The heart rate may slow down this time, and individuals might feel numb or dissociated from their surroundings. This response can manifest as a sense of helplessness or dissociation, where individuals may feel disconnected from their emotions or bodies. So we have here fight. We see the threat, so we want to fight against it, against that. Flight response. Oh, we see the threat, something that reminds us the dramatic situation. So we want to escape. We avoid everything about the situation, or we are freezing. We are staying like an ice. We say in Greece, ice, and we freeze. We cannot respond. We cannot react in this situation. This is the responses of the nervous system towards the threat. So, a traumatic situation is a threat for us, or something that reminds us the traumatic situation. This is very, very important to understand what we choose to do, what our nervous system choose to do when we are facing a threat or we something that reminds us this threat. Now, the oh, I'm sorry, the impact, oh, I said that, of trauma on the nervous system is dysregulation, chronic activation of these stress responses can lead to dysregulation of the autonomic nervous system, contributing to conditions such as anxiety, depression, or PTSD. Hyperarousal, hyperarousal, individuals may experience heightened sensitivity to stressors, making them more reactive to triggers associated with their trauma, or hypoarousal, so some may experience emotional numbing or dissociation, feeling detached from their feelings and the surroundings. These are the trauma on the nervous system, the impacts. So what we can do in order to heal and regulate those conditions. First of all, understanding these responses is crucial for healing. Approaches such as trauma-informed therapy, mindfulness, and somatic practices can help you regulate your nervous systems, process your trauma, and reconnect with your bodies and safe manners. Techniques like breath work, grounding experience, and gentle movement can support you in moving from a state of survival back to a state of safety and calm. So